Hi, this is Scott from Always Time for Nine, and we're back for course number 2 on our Bitterroot Range route, this Spuds for You tour, which took us through Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and Washington. Today, we're going to be visiting Kuna, Idaho, and Falcon Crest Golf Club, and we're going to be playing the Robin Hood course. So, after driving 6 hours across no man's land in eastern Oregon, and if you've ever driven from Bend to the eastern edge, you know there's not much out there. All we wanted to do is get out and stretch our legs a little. A 9-hole course seemed like a great way to do it. An executive 9 sounded even better to these brain-dead travelers. But a course called Robin Hood with tee boxes named Robin Hood and Maid Marian. Are the marshals dressed in tights and wearing feathers in their caps? Well, we just wanted to get out and stretch our legs again and get some blood circulating, so Robin Hood it is. If I'm playing a course called Robin Hood, there's no way I'm playing from the forward tees that are called Maid Marian. If I'm going to be golfing through the Glen, I'm playing with Robin Hood at the back tees. Hole number 1 is a par 3 of 195 yards. That's from the tips. A wide open fairway, a large green await your tee shot. It's a good choice of courses since nobody was in front of us or behind us. Let's skip to hole number 5. There's a large bunker, and there aren't many bunkers on this course, but on hole number 5, there's a large one to the right of the green. I stayed left of the bunker, but also landed well left of the green. The putting surface is large, but it is very undulating. Hole 6 is the only one that really requires some thought, and my mind was still a little bit groggy from the drive. It's a short par 4, 225 yards, okay? Dogleg left with a pond guarding the front of the green. This is a fun risk-reward hole. Do I hit a short iron down the fairway or go for the green over the pond? Have you ever driven Highway 20 across eastern Oregon? Now that's a risk with hardly any towns and even fewer cell towers. We didn't drive 6 hours to lay up. I pulled my 5-wood out, sent my tee shot soaring into the pond. Next, I pulled my driver, again, 225 yards. For most people, that's not a very long drive. My tee shot landed softly on the green. It was a satisfying bogey for me, but an eagle would have looked better on the scorecard. So we gave this course a rating of par. And this has nothing to do with the course, but I felt like writing a little tune here. So for those of you in my age group, you'll remember this song or something similar to this song. Robin Hood, golfing through the Glen. Robin Hood, handicap of 10. Feared by the bad, loved by the good. Robin Hood. Enough of that nonsense. The Robin Hood course is a par 31 9-hole executive course, and the smallest of the 3 tracks that comprise Falcon Crest Golf Club. The championship 18-hole and the Freedom 9-hole regulation are the other 2 courses. So sometime we'll be back to play that Freedom 9. But during 2022, both the Robin Hood and the Freedom 9-hole course were both being worked on. So hopefully they are open now in 2023. Some other things we did when we were exploring the Boise area, and for those of you who live a lot of time on the East Coast like I did growing up, I always called it Boise, kind of with a Z, but it is Boise. So make sure when you talk about it, it's Boise, Idaho. We started with a walk along the Boise River in Ann Morrison Park, followed by a stop at the World Center for Birds of Prey, which was kind of cool. Then a trip downtown to the Idaho State Museum, which also was a good walk to find out a little bit more about the state of Idaho and gave us some ideas about the coming days that we were going to be in Idaho. And we ended with a walk downtown, including dinner and a stroll to the state capitol. All the attractions were outstanding, and we were really impressed how clean downtown was. So eventually we will be back in that area, even though we are now living in North Carolina. We'll get back to that area and hopefully play the Freedom Nine. So as you're coming across Eastern Oregon, getting into Idaho, and finally getting on an Interstate 84, just remember, there's always time for 9.